So I did something I rarely do. I snagged this piece of tech for myself, and would you believe it? I didn't even get past the unboxing and a quick glance at the manual before realizing I want my 300 bucks back. Today, we're looking at why the Anycubic Wash and Cure Max is heading back to Anycubic before I even put it together. Stick around and maybe I'll save some of you from making the same mistake I did.
It's the money.
Hey guys, CJ here with Elevated Systems. I recently picked up a couple of resin 3D printers, and let me tell you, I've been pumping out prints like there's no tomorrow, but as many of you might know, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. Resin printing can be smelly and messy. That's why I needed a wash and cure machine to simplify things. Now, when I was shopping for my printer, I had a plethora of wash and cure options, but then I stumbled across the Wash and Cure Max on Anycubic's website, available for pre-order. With a tempting $100 discount, bringing it down to $299, it seemed like a good deal. On paper, this machine looked promising. Fully automated, efficient alcohol usage, and a spacious interior for those big or multiple prints. The promotional material showcased a seemingly straightforward process. Spray and soak the model in IPA from one tank, filter the alcohol, and then return it to a holding tank. Viola, a clean, cured model with a tank of pristine alcohol and a reserve of recycled alcohol. Sounds perfect, right? Well, not quite. Here's the kicker. This wash and cure machine lacks a wash-only cycle. It offers a 15.5-minute auto mode that washes and cures simultaneously and a cure-only function. But if you're looking to wash alone, tough luck. For those new to resin 3D printing, let me break down why this is a monumental oversight. Post-printing, your models are drenched in uncured, slimy, and pungent resin. You've got a few cleaning options. Dive right in, removing the prints and supports while they're dripping with resin. It's doable, but extremely messy. Or pre-clean by hand, which I've been doing with a spray bottle of IPA, effective but time-consuming and still messy, or I could dunk everything in a bucket IPA. It's a solution, but hey, I bought a $300 machine to avoid this. With most standard wash and cure stations, you can immerse the entire build plate with attached models into the IPA bath, letting the machine handle the cleaning. But this crucial wash-only feature is missing in the Wash and Cure Max, and trust me, you don't want to cure your model before removing the supports. Earlier in the resin printing days, pre-curing was essential to prevent warping due to the heat generated. But with today's resins, curing beforehand makes the model brittle, complicating support removal and increasing the risk of damage. So let's dive deeper into the workings of the machine, its pitfalls, and why I've decided it's not the best fit for my needs. I've just detailed how the promotional materials depict this machine's operation. Spray and soak the model in IPA from one tank, filter the alcohol, then return it to a holding tank, and finally cure the model. Sounds ideal, right? You end up with one tank of pristine alcohol and another with recycled alcohol. Even if the latter isn't entirely pure, a bit of UV light exposure can cure any residual resin, let it settle, and that'll allow you to reuse mostly clean alcohol. But here's the twist. That's not how this machine functions. Now, I haven't assembled or used the machine myself. My insights are based on having the machine in front of me, the actual user manual, and a few videos from creators who got early access to it. So take it with a grain of salt, but here's what I know. One tank is designed for alcohol and the other for water. Shockingly, a single cleaning cycle consumes almost the entire alcohol tank, 4 of the 5 liters, and the used unfiltered alcohol is returned to the same tank. There are no filters in this machine. Now, to be fair, while I only assume there would be based on online chatter and even a video where a creator with early access claimed the alcohol was filtered, Anycubic never actually mentions filtering on their site. I even disassembled the machine to confirm, and yep, no filters, just a couple of cheap Chinese pumps. The user manual maintenance section is also silent on filters. So even if the machine only used a fraction of the alcohol, you're left with a full tank of resin contaminated IPA. This doesn't seem any better than traditional tank style wash and cure machines. You still need to manage and dispose of the old IPA just as often, probably more often considering the relative size of this tank compared to the huge volume of this machine. Plus, I'm generally concerned about the pump's longevity with resin consistently passing through it. Now, about that water tank, the final cleaning stage involves rinsing the model with water to eliminate any lingering alcohol and resin. The used water is then drained into this bucket. So you're left with a bucket of water contaminated with uncured resin, which you then have to treat and dispose of after every single machine run. And letting the resin settle, the manual suggests a whopping 10-hour wait. That's quite a stretch. If you're running multiple batches daily, you're going to need a lot more buckets. Now, first and foremost, the absence of a wash-only cycle was a deal breaker for me. I didn't shell out $300 to still have to clean my models and build plates manually. And at its current retail price of $379, I struggle to see any significant edge this machine has over traditional wash and cure machines. If anything, with the added complexity of the water bucket, it seems more cumbersome and time consuming. And while I trust my awesome viewers to be environmentally conscientious, I fear many people might just immediately dispose of the contaminated water right down the drain. Not cool. Overall, I'm let down by this machine, especially coming from Anycubic, a brand I've held in high regard. My first FDM and resin printers were Anycubic, and even though I'm returning the Wash and Cure Max, I'm leaning towards replacing it with Anycubic's more traditional Wash and Cure Plus. Anyway, this was a quick overview, folks, and just my perspective. This machine just landed on my doorstep yesterday, so I'm sure more in-depth reviews will surface soon. So to wrap up this entire discussion, it's essential to remember that technology evolves, and while some products may not meet our expectations, it's always worth doing thorough research and waiting for comprehensive reviews. Of course, I'd love to hear your opinions in the comments. What do you think about this machine? Hit or miss? While you're down there, don't forget to hit that like and consider subscribing. I did just pick up a couple of really inexpensive and surprisingly good resin printers that I'll be sharing my thoughts on soon. I hope to see you there.